right, so everybody should be working on the PowerPoint version of the assignment. That's the easiest way to do. And that way you don't have to worry about uploading, trying to cut out and do other weird things with the making the skeleton come together. All right, okay. So again, if you started it in the other format, switch to the skeleton version of it. I mean, the PowerPoint version of it. And then that way, you're just uploading one complete document. Okay. All right. So for those of you who were not with us on the other day, the assignment is on your homepage. You want, there's two things there, but ignore the paper version of it. And we want to do the remote version of it, which is a PowerPoint. All right. So when you open that, that allows you to um, manipulate the skeleton, and you don't have to do any cutouts or cutting all those other things, copying and paste and all that sort of thing. All right, so again, the assignment was, as you read, you have a crime scene. They've found 4 skeletons. They have given these lovely skeletons famous people's names, but we all know that this is not them. But they've also given you their descriptions. So you're going to compare the information you find on the skeletons with the information that they've given you on each person. And again, like, and what is nice about this one is they take each person individually, or each set of skeletons individually. So all you have to do with this is to, and actually it's not working on mine, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do to this one. All right, so when you bring it up as a, and I've already put mine together, but you just drag the, is there one that I didn't do? Nope, I did all of them. Nope, here's one. Okay. All right, so again, each set of skeletons is each person. So they're going to have you identify each set by themselves, whereas the paper had all of the skeletons together. So you're going to go through and just click on the thing and drag it into place. And you put your skeleton together that way. Some of them you have to rotate a little bit in order to fit. But you want to go ahead and, whoops, create your skeleton on. And then once you do that, it'll save. Okay, so that will help you with that. And then you just have to go through the other questions. Um, Same thing with the other ones. Let me back up a little bit. Once you've done that, well, I can just go through and do this one. Once you've finished putting the skeleton together, then you can answer the question. So you can type on the thing. You can move the protractor. You can move the pelvis so that you can actually measure. So this one is so much easier to work with. Oh, let me admit somebody else. Okay. All right. Is there anybody who's having trouble downloading this version? Please let me know. All right. So you want to download this, complete this. Again, you're going to follow the information that you've had and make sure that you have answers on all of the slides that need answering. With this, you can move the bone up and down. You can move the bone over to the thing so you can get an accurate measurement. And then once you measure it, you're going to use the formula in this slide to tell you how tall the person was. And all right, so here again, I've already put this one together. So they've identified them as, I mean, they've separated it into 4 different sets of skeletons. Once you're finished, then you need to compile your data and complete the chart and eventually decide who is who. Give a name to, um, Which one is it? Was it bone set 1, 2, 3, or 4? And then answer the conclusion question. Okay? All right. Being as you started this the other day, hopefully you will finish this today. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? All right. I did have a few people who, I know progress reports went out this week, and I did have a few people who did a lot of work over the weekend. And I did try the other day, yesterday, as a matter of fact. I did it the other day, and I did it yesterday again to upload anything that was um, turned in over the weekend. Uh, There are some things I took late off. If it was very, very late, I took the late off, but I only gave half credit for it because if I had let Canvas grade it as late, it would have been a 0. So please understand that again, that Canvas calculates how late, how many days late it is, and it takes off so many points. So if I leave the late on, it's going to give you a 0. So if you got a grade for a late thing, it's because I took the late off and gave you half credit rather than a 0. Okay? So please have that understanding of it's still late and I still want you to have a grade rather than a 0, but it's still going to be graded as late. Okay? All right. I'm going to stop sharing so I can do attendance. Please ask questions as needed. Again, please try to get this one finished today. That's a good question. With the, and I'm going to come back, share. Let me bring mine back. Alrighty. Okay, someone just asked, how do you correctly measure the pelvis? So let's go back up here and look at one of those. All right. Um, it's kind of, again, you kind of have to draw an angle so that you can drag this over to the pelvis and look at, uh, whoops, trying to get this where, yeah, let's move the pelvis there. Let's move the protractor there. And then kind of look at, you can actually rotate this, you know. All right, so we want to rotate the pelvis like so. And that kind of gives you, and then you're estimating. All right, so if it's female, and somebody else is coming in. So yeah, you might have to rotate the pelvis or rotate the protractor so that you're actually getting an angle. So up here it says if it's female, it's between 80 and 90. So roughly speaking, I would say this one is between 80 and 90. It is not between 60 and 70. Okay. And this one is set 4 that I'm using as an example. But you can rotate, which is why using the PowerPoint is the best way to do this activity. You can rotate the pelvis so that or rotate the protractor so that um, you can measure the pelvis accurately. Okay. Any other questions? Let's look at this one. Okay, let me look at this. This is bone set 2. This one looked like it was different. All right, so I'm going to rotate this pelvis. And so this one is between 60 and 70. Okay, so I would say bone set 2 is between 60 and 70, and bone set, I think I was looking at before was 4. So this one we would say is male. And I might add, if you know your measurement, your discussion, you can almost look at them, the pelvis, and tell, because you know from your chart, from Canvas, what a male pelvis should look like and what a female pelvis should look like. So that one, while it's nice to measure it, that one those you can look at and tell. Are we good? All right, again, if you have any questions, please ask. And again, we are trying to get this assignment turned in today. And Kenzie, I will look at that as soon as I do attendance. All right, so again, this is due today, so everybody should be working on the mystery of the bones. If you have any other thing that you need to work on, please work on that after you have completed today's assignment. You're downloading the PowerPoint, Kenzie. You want to download the PowerPoint so that you can manipulate the objects and not have to do this on paper. In fact, I should go back and take that other one out of the assignment altogether. All right, is everybody okay with the PowerPoint? I'm looking at Go Guardian, and I got a couple of people who one are not working on it, so I can't tell whether you got it right or not. And folks, if it's late and you've been working on something else, it's going to be late. There shouldn't be extended time while you do somebody else's work. If you are having trouble with it, please ask questions. This assignment is in place of the quiz um, for this unit, so please focus on comparing your answers to the facts that you have on Canvas. All right, once you complete this, we are going to move on to forensic entomology. That should be fun. Looking at bugs and how we can use bugs and insects in order to give us forensic information. All right, so I have published the overview page. So if you are finished early, please take a look at just the vocabulary page for um, forensic entomology. Again, this is the wrap up for forensic anthropology. This activity is the wrap up exercise for forensic anthropology. So please make sure it is completed. All right, now you may have to upload this as a Google Slides presentation. I don't know how you're operating on, but make sure that when you upload it, you save it as Google Slides or put it in Cami and save it. Also, make sure that your answers are saving before you submit it. All right, Kenzie, I'm gonna send you a breakout room uh, invite um, in just a minute. Why are they doing that? All right, I closed the room because for some reason it invited other people to go to the breakout room. So yeah, come out of it if you were. I don't know, they clicked too many things. Uh-oh, what did I do? Hopefully I didn't kick folks out while I was doing the breakout room. Because I have less people in here. I'm missing 4 people. All right. No, no. I accidentally clicked some names for the breakout room and I didn't need to. I'm sorry. So if your name was, if you've been assigned a breakout room, ignore it. All right. So again, if you need help with your PowerPoint, please ask. This is due today. If you are finished, and I have a couple of people who are, please look over the next unit on entomology. Again, this is our um, final exercise with forensic anthropology. Also, some of you, the assignment was to share your um, Halloween story in the discussion and then read somebody else's story. So there's a couple of you who haven't done that. You did get points for doing that. And I'm going to close that out today too. So you don't want to get 0 for just reading somebody else's assignment. So if you are finished, there's quite a few of you who have not done the discussion post and all you had to do was copy your story into the discussion post and read somebody else's. Okay. Um, like Brody, you're done, so you need to do this. Jonathan, you done with today's assignment. You need to do that. Um, Anthony, you need to do that. Um, and I'm just calling people who have submitted today's work and still need to do something else. Okay. Those are just the people who have submitted to today's work. So if you need something else to do, please make sure you do that. Otherwise, that becomes a 0. And they are on us not to leave blank spaces so that you have a misunderstanding of your actual grade. So we are been instructed to put zeros in places where you do not have a submitted assignment. So please do that. Again, make sure before you submit that all your answers on all of your slides have saved. I don't want it to be by the time it gets to me, something is missing because I can only grade what I see. Xavier, the assignment is on your to-do page. Jonathan, I like the way all your skeletons look like they're doing a dance. Mm-mm. Yeah, the heights, you're gonna have to do the ones that are closest to so all the heights should come out like that. All the heights and once you calculate the height, You want to compare your number that is closest to the information that is given. They're not going to be exact. The calculation will not be exact. Yeah, I think some of you, hopefully you all saw how I did the protractor. Some of you are not measuring the pelvis correctly. Might need to demonstrate that one again. No, you're completing the whole activity. So you're going to go through and look at all four sets of bones, and at the end of the activity, you are going to say bone set one belongs to this one, bone set two belongs to this one, so on. At the end, you also have to decide whether skull A, B, C, or D belongs to each person. So you do have to assign a skull to each person and a bone set to each person. Okay, as well as come up with, all right, Isaiah. You only see three slides. Um, okay, let me pull mine up. You should see more. There's 26 slides altogether. So somewhere along the way, you got them? Okay. Yeah, there are 26 slides altogether, everybody. So each one is set at bone set. You have a whole set of slides for bone set one, a whole set of slides for bone set two, and so on. And so you have questions to answer for each one. And then it ends with the slides where you are actually typing in all the information that you gathered. It says compile the data and then identify the missing person based on your data, which should be easy to, you shouldn't have to go back and forth. When you compile the data, then you just look down at the pictures and they have information inside. Again, the height will be average. So you can, whatever is closest to that one. So you want to actually, in that box that says compile data, you want to have all your data. You want to have the name of the missing person that you've decided who it is. You want to answer the questions um, 2 and 3 at the end. Question 4 wants you to look at the four skulls and then actually say skull A belongs to this one, skull B belongs to so on. So you need to answer that slide as well and then answer question 5. Okay. All right, so if you've already submitted and you haven't done all of that, like I think I sent one back because it was very incomplete. Okay, good morning. All right, Anthony, fortunately you have already submitted your Mystery of Bones, so that's good. Please go back and look at, let me see if you're one of those folks. Anthony Marshall. Yes, Anthony, you're one of those people who needs to make sure you submit your Halloween story to the discussion area and you need to read somebody else's. All right, that because that was a grade for that. So submit you don't have to create a new story, just copy and paste your story into the discussion and then read somebody else's story. And that's that you can do in the time that we have left. But good job on your Mystery of the Bones. All right, Jonathan, I sent yours back. You need to fix that. That's very much not correct. Isaiah, I'm going to send yours back as well. Because aside from putting the skeletons together, there are no answers on this. Again, folks, please. Oh, okay. All right. Let me look at that. Okay, I got it, Isaiah. I see it. Gotcha, gotcha. Okay. All right, Isaiah, gotcha. Yes, yes. Alyssa. Trying to answer your question with a picture. That might help everybody. All right, I sent that just for comparison. All right, folks. Time's up. Hopefully, you don't have any other questions and everybody's good, knows what to do. Just make sure you get this uploaded before the weekend, please. And you all have a great day.